St. Cloud area. Along with former Moorhead standout Rob Grammer, I'm Steve Carlson, filling in for the Hall of Famer Larry Knutson as we're about to bring you a section semifinal game tonight right here on 970 WDAY. The other section semifinal was played earlier today, and Roseau beat St. Michael Albertville 5-1. So if Moorhead would win tonight's game, the section championship would be in Thief River Falls on Wednesday. But we have a game to play here first, and Rob Grammer, as we well know from Tuesday night, when the Spuds had to rally late to beat Bemidji 3-1, you never take anything for granted.
Certainly don't. Not in playoff hockey, or really playoffs in any sport, I'd imagine. But you get a hot goaltender, you get some funny bounces, you get penalty problems, whatever the case may be. What's seemingly a one-sided game can turn the other direction quickly when you get into a game and the game goes a little bit funky or south from what you imagined it would go. And we had that Tuesday night. The Spuds persevered. They got through it, found a way to win that game, and I'm sure that Coach Ammerman will have those boys ready to be prepared to not come out and take anything for granted here tonight.
And we'll talk more about that with Coach Ammerman in our pregame interview coming up after our first break. The Spuds come into this game with a record of 19-5-1. St. Cloud is 16-9-1. These teams met in January, and it was a tough game. Moorhead survived that game 4-3 in overtime. Rob, what do you remember of that game?
Well, it was senior night, and it felt to me like the Spuds came out and they didn't have the same kind of energy they typically have. It wasn't a terrible game by any stretch, but they got into a couple of penalties late where they felt like they had the game in hand, but then St. Cloud comes back with a couple of power play goals to kind of make the game even and send it to overtime, and the Spuds managed to prevail. But it wasn't the Spuds' best outing. It wasn't terrible. And again, sometimes the way a game goes, you get into some penalty problems, and it can turn what looks like a one-sided game to an even game pretty quickly.
And it appears that game spurred on St. Cloud. After that, they won 8 straight games. They did lose a couple late in the regular season, but they got rolling again in the section quarterfinals, beating Rogers 6-3. And again, Moorhead beat Bemidji 3-1. So we're expecting a great game here tonight. Both teams senior laden. A lot of seniors will be taking the ice for the last time on the Moorhead Sports Center ice tonight. Coming up next, we'll hear from Spuds coach John Ammerman. You're listening to Spud Hockey on 970 WDAY. You got to play the entire 60 minutes, or in your case, 51 minutes really came into play on Tuesday.
Yeah, and a great high school game. Obviously a little bit closer than we would have liked throughout, and we actually had to play from behind. But I thought it was a great performance by Bemidji. They played incredibly hard. I thought their goaltender was outstanding, and I thought we were okay. Obviously the score was closer than the last couple times we had played, but we were missing that extra intensity that you need at this time of year, and Bemidji definitely brought it. I thought as the game went, we got a little nervous, but in the end, we had some senior leadership come through. The last 5 minutes of the game, we have some seniors step up and make plays, and that's the goal at this time of year. You need to find a way to win games, and we found a way to win, and thankfully we get to play tonight.
One other thing about Tuesday, early in the third period, I think Bemidji had a chance, and what were you thinking at that point? What did you think needed to happen to get that momentum swing?
Well, most of the game we had the puck in our possession, and we had a ton of offensive opportunities, but we weren't getting that second and third opportunities. A lot of one-and-done situations where the goalie either had an opportunity to cover it or their defensemen were in good position to clear. Carter's goal, I think, was a great example of things that we need to do even moving forward in tonight. Getting to dirty areas or tough areas to go, and getting in the way of the eyes of the goaltender, and hopefully redirecting. Most of the time at this time of year, it's not tic-tac-toe. It's gritty, and it's hard-earned. And if there's one thing that you look back and you're kind of disappointed, and I think we stayed away from those tough areas. But part of that might have been what Bemidji was doing in boxing us out and keeping us out of those areas. So, like I mentioned, survive and advance at this time. We got through it, and now we get another opportunity tonight.
Fast forward to tonight, St. Cloud area, back in January, really tough game with them that you prevailed 4-3. What do you remember of that game?
Well, they have an outstanding forward line. Their top line does the majority of their scoring. They have a senior defenseman, number 44, that gets up and down the ice very well and plays a lot of minutes. And then Root, a young big defenseman, 28, kind of quarterbacks their power play and is an offensive threat back there as well. But, it's a well put together team. They don't have a lot of flaws. They play hard. They're good on the power play. So, a team that sets up well for playoffs. They have guys that have proven that they can score and they can take advantage on the man opportunity. So for us tonight to take advantage, we need to start well. We think our depth is a strength. Obviously our top line, it'd be great if they score, but if we play 5-on-5, if we start well, and if we get secondary scoring, we should prevail for sure. But St. Cloud is going to have something to do with that, and I know they'll be ready to go.
I think one thing about tonight's game, you have a ton of seniors. They have a ton of seniors. I mean, both these teams should be ready to go tonight.
Right, and that's the thing. At this time of year, it's a different level of intensity. You're playing to end another team's season, and especially when you have a senior-laden team on both sides, it's tough to do that because there is that extra intensity, and it should be a great atmosphere. And every time that we've played this co-op team since their inception a couple years ago, they're extremely well coached. They play tough. They play hard. They play the game the right way. And, it's up to us to raise the level of pace and hopefully from the drop of the puck, get after them.
That's Spuds coach John Ammerman. We'll have more on tonight's pregame after this timeout. Sports Center, Steve Carlson for Larry Knutz tonight, along with Rod Grammer. Rob, just real quick here as the teams are being announced, with all these seniors on the ice tonight, it's going to be a lot of emotion, isn't there?
There really is, and it sets up to be a fantastic high school hockey game with everything that's on the line for both sides and all these seniors. And there's nothing better than watching a bunch of kids playing for each other at the end of the year for one more game.
We will be back with the drop of the puck to start tonight's section semifinal between Moorhead and St. Cloud after this timeout.
Easy to
We can
find.
take it after this
Sixth
spot.
floor, U.S. Bank Building, downtown Moorhead. Lowell Bennis at Bennis Accounting and Tax Service.
Back at Moorhead Sports Center, just moments from the start of tonight's game. The Moorhead Spuds will be attacking the goal to our left to start tonight's game. The Spuds wearing their home whites, black numbers, black helmets, black breezers. Meanwhile, St. Cloud area, which has no nickname, by the way, they are just St. Cloud area. They are a co-op between St. Cloud Apollo and St. Cloud Tech, so they incorporate the black from St. Cloud Tech and the red from St. Cloud Apollo, so they are in all black with red trim for tonight's game. Rob, Coach Ammerman says the Spuds want to get off to a fast start. You know that's what the St. Cloud coach said too. We want to get off to a fast start. Neither team better forget about defense to start the game.
Well, that's right. Anytime you're the favorite, you want to get out and show why you're the favorite and take a little bit of the will out of the opponent. And when you're the underdog, you want to come in here and show that, hey, we're here to play tonight and we can skate with these guys. And the longer that St. Cloud believes that as the game goes on, the better off they are. And the faster the Spuds can take away their will, the better off they are.
The referees wait for the centerman to come to the circle. 17 minutes on the clock. Good crowd on hand. And we're ready to drop the puck for Spud hockey. Moorhead wins the draw. Back. Grammer has the puck. Back in his own zone. Feeds it ahead. Jess in over the blue line. Tried to fire one toward the goal, but it was blocked by the St. Cloud D. Back behind the net. Picked up by St. Cloud Sean Davidson. The puck comes up along the near boards. They get it to center ice, but now it's going to be sent all the way down. They'll wave off icing. St. Cloud hustling on the forecheck. Gets down, gets a shot off that hits the side of the net, and the Spuds pick it up. Jess tried to headman it out of the zone, but it didn't happen. Picked up there by St. Cloud. Blake Keller turns, centers to August Falloon, who had a hat trick the other night, but Austin Hodges comes up strong as he took that puck in the midsection. Scoreless to start the game. We're 1 minute into the game, and back come the Spuds. Both teams will start to make line changes. Jess has the puck taken off his stick at the blue line. St. Cloud has it. Both teams waiting now to complete their line changes, and picking up the Spuds, the puck for the Spuds is Lucas Fear. He goes in, puts it on goal. Big rebound, but they can't get it back to the net. It goes into the corner. Now along the near board, St. Cloud out to center ice. Sam Oster headmans the puck to Eric Warner. In over the blue line. Puck played down beyond the goal line. Here's a shot from the point that goes wide. It lays up against the back of the goal. They play on. Along the near boards for the Spuds. Here comes Max Dronin. He headmans it right in front of the penalty box. Big collision. And the puck squirts back into the Moorhead zone. Now out to center ice. Lucas Fear took a big hit right in front of the St. Cloud bench as he was winding up to fire the puck into the St. Cloud zone. Grammer has the puck, circling, waiting, getting everybody set up. Comes in over the blue line, down the left side to the circle. Centers it, shot. Oh, just missing. Was that Carter Johnson? Overbow had a shot on a great pass from Grammer, and it didn't connect. All the way down the ice, they'll call icing. 14:56 to play first period. We have no score. Rob, both teams trying to get a jump and trying to get off to that fast start. Pretty good defensive game so far.
Yep, the first couple of good scoring opportunities, one on each side, as St. Cloud got a 2-on-1 break materializing where they got it out front, wasn't able to get a great shot off, and then Luke Grammer there entering the zone, finding Overbowl backside, just not quite able to connect on it.
We're going to talk more about Luke Grammer and Hudson Hodges, who were named finalists for various hockey awards this week. We'll talk more about that in our next break. Face-off comes all the way back into the Moorhead zone, and here they attack. Overbow gets it ahead for Kai Holm. He chases it down, but he's checked off the puck. St. Cloud tries to center, but keeping it in at the blue line is Lindbergh. Puck goes back behind the St. Cloud goal. Here's a pass out front. Shot, kick save by the goaltender. Another shot from the point, this time by Moorhead's McCoy Gregoire. And an easy save for the goaltender for St. Cloud, Spencer Bertram.
Nice play by Gregoire to delay a little bit to let his teammates tag up, get on sides. He throws it in on net and pursues it just enough to make the goaltender hang on to it and get a whistle. We'll see if the Spuds can make something of this offensive zone faceoff.
They don't want to let the St. Cloud goalie, Bertram, get into the same zone as the Bemidji goalie did the other night. Even though we're Spuds fans, that was fun to watch for a while. Here's a shot from the point by Grammer. Nice low shot. Deflected off traffic out in front of the net. Goes into the corner. Now it's cleared out to center ice. Grammer skates backwards to get it. Headmans to Jess. Gets by one man. Centers. Carter Johnson. And he scores! The puck hit the goaltender. And then I think laid there momentarily and then went in. Rob, how did you see that?
Well, I tell you what, this is what Coach Hammerman talked about in the pregame, is the second effort to get the chances, a little higher level of intensity. And Colin Jess gets the puck off the wing from Grammer. He streaks in, he finds Johnson all alone in front. Carter cuts across the goalie's face. Goalie makes a great save, but the rebound lays there, and Jess came out of the corner with that extra effort to bang home the rebound, and the Spuds got the big early goal.
Jess got his stick on the puck as it laid there in the crease. He gets the goal. Johnson gets the assist, and the Spuds are up 1-0 at the 3:09 mark. Face-off won by St. Cloud. They send it into the Moorhead zone. Johnson there to pick it up for the Spuds. Little soft pass ahead for Jess. Tried to go rink wide to Triggs, but it's intercepted. Back comes St. Cloud. Here's a shot right on Hudson. Hodges, one save, two saves as there was a juicy rebound laying right in front of him. But St. Cloud couldn't get to it. Hodges got to it first. Good response there by St. Cloud.
Steve, you got a couple of things happening on that play. You see the quick strike ability of that top line of St. Cloud, very dangerous in transition. And the second thing you've got is Hudson Hodges showing why he's a Frank Brimsick Award finalist with a couple of outstanding saves. Hudson very sharp on tracking the puck and stopping a couple of attempts there from St. Cloud.
The first shot was to his left, the second to his right. Yes, he had to be very quick in net to track that puck. Face off to his right. Face off won by the Spuds, but it's going to trickle all the way back down into the Moorhead, or into the St. Cloud zone. No icing. Here's a shot from out front, blocked by the it's going to take me a while to get used to the fact that St. Cloud doesn't have a nickname. St. Cloud deflected that puck up over the net. Okay, so Hodges, finalist for the Brimsick Award, top goalie in the state. Luke Grammer, finalist for Mr. Hockey. Just quickly, Rob, your thoughts on both players, why they're up for those awards?
Well, they're both outstanding players, but really in a team game, a lot of those individual accolades are a result of the team's effort and how well the team does. And there's no question they're great players, and there's no question that They became finalists, being elevated by the success of the team as a whole, having a great season and being able to accent those two players and how good they are.
First face-off, Lucas Fear put the puck right on goal from the face-off, and the goalie had to make the save. They face off again. Spuds have it. Fear along the near boards, into the circle. Tried to stick handle to the front, but couldn't. Now drops it behind for Dronen. Dronen circles in the far circle. Centers the puck for Fear. He couldn't get his stick on it, at least not much of it. And the puck flitters off into the far corner. Now St. Cloud comes away with it, and they get it out to center ice. 12:37 to play. First period, 1-0 Moorhead in this Section 8 AA semifinal. St. Cloud and Moorhead. At center ice, the Spuds try to get something going. Dronen skated by the puck. He was checked off it a little bit. Here comes another line on for Moorhead. A shot goes just wide by Kai Holm. Here's a shot, a pass through the slot. Nobody home for the Spuds, as Overbo had sent it through the slot. Now back at the opposing blue line. Grammer headmans it to Overbo. Overbo backhand to Holm, and he puts it right on, but they score on the rebound. The Spuds score on the rebound. Gavin Lindberg, I think, swooped in there, and the Spuds capitalize and lead 2-0.
This is a classic play coming up in transition on the rush. As they entered the zone, they get it wide, fire a quick hard shot on net that creates a rebound, and you've got resources committed to the paint to bang home those rebounds, and Gavin Lindberg does just that to give the Spuds a 2-goal lead.
The play started with a long pass from Grammer to Overbo. He took it in down the left side. He put it right out front to Holm, who got off a quick shot. The goalie made a great save, but then the rebound picked up by Lindberg, and he scores. The assists go to Holm and Overbo at 4:58, and the Spuds are up 2-0. St. Cloud stymied at the blue line by about 4 Spuds, and finally Carter Johnson picks it up from Moorhead. In over the blue line on his backhand, and he hits maybe the side of the goal. Puck comes back out the backside all the way to the point. Grammer keeps it in. Now beyond the goal line, Jess fighting for the puck along with Treggs. Back out to the point. Carter Johnson keeps it in, sweeps it back behind the goal. 2-0 Moorhead. 11:11 to play in the first period. Puck comes out to center ice. Grammer skates back to his blue line, waits for everyone to get ready. Now sends a puck through center ice, and it misfired, and it goes all the way down for an icing. 2-0 Spuds with 11:01 to play in the first period. And I think, Rob, we'll see. I think we already see it. The Spuds are playing more relaxed after getting on the board early.
Well, yeah, and they have a level of intensity about their game, a jump in their step that says they want to get out early on St. Cloud. They've managed to do it. We'll see if they're able to maintain that pace. And there's a lot of time left even in this first period right now.
And that's true. Late in the Bemidji game, you could see the Spuds were gripping their sticks a little too hard and trying to make the perfect pass. So far tonight, they've just let it go. Here comes Moorhead, steaming in, down the right side. Shot, hits traffic out front. Fear had carried it in for the Spuds. Now back to center ice. The puck hops the stick of Wyatt Gunkel. And it's good that it did, because it went all the way down for an icing call. And we'll bring the puck back now into the St. Cloud end for the faceoff. 10:39 to play in the first period. 2-0 Spuds here in the section semifinal. Roseau beats St. Michael 5-1 in the other semi this afternoon. So the winner of tonight's game plays Roseau for the right to go to state tournament. Faceoff won by the Spuds. Here's a shot from the point right on. Gunkel, a low shot along the ice. Easy stick save for the goalie. Bertram now along the far boards. Picked up by St. Cloud as they try to work it out. Corey Warner, the defenseman, sends it out to center ice. Puck comes back into the Moorhead zone, and here come the Spuds. Dronen steaming over the blue line. Pushes it by a defender. Centers it. Here's a shot right on. And the goalie makes the save. Gavin Lindberg, coming off the bench, took that pass deep in the slot. And the goalie didn't have any interference in front of him, but still had to make a good glove save.
Well, he did in that line of Dronen and Triggs, and Lucas Fear's been on that line. But Lindberg popped out there. They've been doing some good work, and not only are the seniors coming out, but the young sophomores and Triggs and Lindberg have a hop in their step tonight, contributing early for the Spuds.
Face off to the right of Bertram. Face off is won by St. Cloud, but intercepted at the blue line. Sent in deep by Holm. The goalie battled that save a little bit. It wasn't an easy one. Back come St. Cloud. They get over the blue line to the center ice, but the Spuds have knocked it away. Good back check there. Picked up deep along the baseline is Gregoire. He sends it out along the near boards. It's trickling into the St. Cloud zone. Overbow tried to get a backhanded center pass. It was heading in the right direction, but he didn't have anything on it. And St. Cloud was able to intercept. Now back to center ice. Grammer headmans it to Holm. He just tips it into the circle as they had to make a line change. And now that both teams are completing their line change, Spuds set up deep in their own zone. Luke Mion gets it out for the Spuds, but it's intercepted at center ice. Picked up there by St. Cloud's Tanner Simonson. He sends it in deep. Now along the blue line, puck pops out front, but the Spuds are there to knock it down and intercept. Caden Triggs to Carter Johnson, in over the blue line. He's double teamed, and the puck is poked away by St. Cloud. Now in the near corner, Caden Triggs battling with Carter Johnson and one St. Cloud player. That one St. Cloud player, Tanner Simonson, is doing a good job of protecting the puck. Referees are letting him play. Puck comes loose, back out to the blue line, kept in by the Spuds. St. Cloud sends it out to center ice, intercepted there by the Spuds. Neon gets it back up. Carter Johnson, he dropped past the puck, but it was intercepted by St. Cloud. In over the blue line. St. Cloud area. Sends it around the boards behind the goal. They try to keep it in at the point, but Dronin is there. Gets it ahead to Grammer. Grammer, 2-on-1. Shot, goal to Dronin. It ended up a 3-on-1. Dronin was the trailer. He could have passed it back to Grammer, but he got it back to Dronin, and he sniped it home. 3-0 Spuds.
Well, I don't know who we want to talk about on this play because it was fantastic all the way around. Max Dronin wins a puck to spring the 2-on-1 to start with. Makes a play on the wall to get the puck past St. Cloud. Gets Grammer in across the blue line with a nice fake. Gets it over to Jess. And Jess with the wherewithal and presence to find Dronin, who joined the play. And Max finishes it off for a beautiful goal for the Spuds.
Dronin from Jess and Grammer. At 9:01, and the Spuds lead 3-0 in this semifinal. Off the face-off, the puck goes into the St. Cloud zone, and it's frozen there. And they'll bring it all the way back out to, no, we're going to have a penalty. We have a penalty. Max Dronin's going to go.
You know what seemed like some incidental contact on a very common play down on the wall. St. Cloud player goes down, and apparently the official saw something that was an infraction. Possibly a trip, not sure.
So a collision along the boards. Dronin's in the box for 2 minutes. St. Cloud is on the power play. We want to keep an eye out on August Falloon. He has the puck along the near boards. He's a sophomore on this senior-laden team and is their top offensive player. He had a hat trick in the game Tuesday night. St. Cloud trying to work the puck down low, but Kai Holm is there to poke it away off the boards and back out to center ice. Dronin in the penalty box. 1:25 left in the St. Cloud power play. St. Cloud weaves at center ice. Now they bring it in over the blue line. Luke Johnson with it. Puck goes down along the boards, picked up by the Spuds. Overbow clears it out over the blue line, and St. Cloud will have to regroup. Here's Falloon along the near boards. Drop back to the point. Sean Davidson. He's the defenseman that Coach Ammerman talked about in the pregame show, number 44. Here's a shot right on. Hodges makes a close-in save and then cleared the rebound himself, even though there were St. Cloud players around him. 40 seconds left in the man advantage. 3-0 Spuds. 6.5 minutes left in the first period. St. Cloud now bottled up in their own zone as they got a line change and they weren't quite sure, it looked like, who was going to be up front. Here comes the defenseman, scores! Davidson one-times it from just outside the circle on the near side, and St. Cloud scores on the power play. So on one end, I thought they were disorganized, but boy, they got organized in a hurry.
Yeah, they did a nice job of coming up the ice, and the Spuds had that power play in check the entire way. But what they were able to do was snap a quick pass all the way across the ice, which created some space for Davidson, and he really snapped off a wicked snapper past the blocker of Hodges there.
Luke Johnson, who is the winger on that top line, got the assist. Score at 10:47 makes it 3-1. And as Rob said just a moment ago, we have a lot of time left in this game, if not the first period. Here's a shot right on. Bounces off Hodges to his left. The puck is laying there, and St. Cloud had a chance at an open net, but they couldn't get a stick on the ice. Here's a shot that goes in, but the referee is waving it off. What did you see, Rob?
Well, it definitely went in off the skate of a St. Cloud player, and the official is going to wave this goal off for kicking the puck into the net.
And that's what he's indicating, that the puck was kicked. The officials come over and confer at the scorer's table. St. Cloud had won the draw and was attacking right off the faceoff.
Well, the official was right on the play, and he was very certain that was the result, and that was his call immediately. He was very convicted about the call. They're in a discussion now, Steve, over at the bench. I'm sure the St. Cloud coach isn't excited about that call.
No, but he doesn't seem to be too animated, at least. So he probably understands. The puck came from the far boards into the slot area, and I think it was pretty obvious for the official.
Well, what St. Cloud has did a nice job of answering right back after their goal was getting pucks and bodies to the paint, causing problems for the Spud defenders and Hodges, and they're showing that they're not going away in this game.
Their number 2 line is out there now, but the Spuds win the draw, which was taken just outside the blue line. 5:34 to play in the first period. 3-1 the score. Moorhead. Carter Johnson in over the blue line. Drops it. Jess rifles one that the goalie even ducked as it went over his head and bounced off ricocheted off the glass. It didn't bounce. It ricocheted. And it goes up into the netting, and we have a stoppage of play.
Well, you see what we've seen all year long with the Spuds is the quick strike ability through the neutral zone, and really nice plays developing as the defense have a lot of poise with the puck, wait for something to develop, and then as they get it up the ice to the forwards, they create when they enter the zone, and Cullen Jess with a wicked one-timer just missed.
Face off. Knocked to center ice by St. Cloud, even though I think you could say the Spuds won the draw. St. Cloud sends it in to the Moorhead zone. Hodges watches it bounce by his left glove, his catching glove on his left hand. Good forechecking here by St. Cloud. Moorhead has to work to get it out, and finally they do. Jess gets it ahead to Johnson, steaming in, but the puck rolled off his stick, and it goes back behind the goal. The referee's arm is up. It's going to be a power play for the Spuds. Hodges hustles to the bench, but now the goaltender Bertram is out and snares what was trying to be a centering pass by the Spuds and stops play. But Moorhead is going to go on the power play. What happened there, Rob?
Yeah, as the Spuds broke towards the net, Carter Johnson getting on the end of an entry pass from Cullen Jess, got to the puck, and Cullen Jess following up the play with some speed was taken down from the stick of a St. Cloud defender and went hard into the wall, and the ref saw it and made the call. I believe it's a tripping penalty.
And that's unfortunate for St. Cloud because the puck had rolled off Johnson's stick. He wouldn't have needed to do that. But you know what? When the Spuds are flying like they are, you got to do everything in your means in a split second to try and slow them down. So Moorhead is on the power play. And we're going to have an offside call as Davidson, the defenseman, tried to go end-to-end on a rush following the faceoff. But one of his teammates could not stay onside, and it's going to be a face-out face-off outside the Spud blue line.
I would call it St. Cloud fortunate right there, because that player that went off sides ran some interference to try to spring Davidson, and they're fortunate to get an offsides call and not a penalty on that one.
Blake Keller is the forward for St. Cloud that's in the penalty box. Spuds are on the power play for 1:45. Jess over the blue line, trying to feed it ahead to Grammer. It bounced off a skate and goes into the end boards. Now all the way around to the near side. Picked up there by Caden Triggs. Triggs has been quiet so far. Jess. Carter Johnson centers it out to the blue line. Grammer skating to the left circle. Now backs up. Tries to set up a play, and instead it's knocked down by St. Cloud's Eric Warner and sent all the way down the ice. 1:10 left in the power play. Lineup changes for both teams. At center ice, here comes the Spuds. Dronen over the blue line. Make that Lindbergh. At the blue line, Grammer, shot, almost tipped. Goalie makes the save. Into the near corner. And St. Cloud sends it down the ice again. 3:31 to play in the period. 45 seconds left in the Spuds power play. And Moorhead leads 3-1. Here comes Grammer. Over the red line. And there's a whistle, offside. Spuds try and do a great job of attacking, like all across the blue line, and everyone go in at the same time, and that time they got caught. And there'll be a face-off outside St. Cloud's blue line.
I didn't see the player that went in, but apparently just one step ahead of the play.
3:21 left in the period. 30 seconds left in the power play. Spuds win the draw. Gregoire sends it in. A little bit wide of the goal, but the goalie didn't want to take a chance. Spuds were bearing down on him from the far side, and so Bertram makes the save.
Well, you always like to see, anytime the puck's thrown in on the goalie and they grab it, your players continue to the front of the net and force them to hang on to it to get the whistle. You'd always prefer to have an offensive zone faceoff to get set up.
Faceoff won by St. Cloud. They send it all the way down the ice as we approach 3 minutes to play. 15 seconds left in the power play. Spuds have enough time for one more rush. Lindbergh has the puck bounce off his stick, though, at center ice, and now the Spuds have to go back to regroup, and that'll probably do it on the man advantage. Lindbergh at center ice. St. Cloud back at full strength. Here's a pass right in front, almost tipped. There's a battle along the near far post, but a St. Cloud defender and the goalie fell on the puck.
Well, that's an incredible display of strength from Bertram there to keep that puck out of the net. He had his skate and pad tucked up against the post, and he was in a prone position, not in a position of leverage, and he was able to keep the strength on his leg to keep that puck out of the net as the Spuds whacked away at it.
Tronin probably had the best chance right there. A couple of Spuds were there. Face off to the left of the goalie. Grammer back at the blue line, sends it back behind the goal, along the near boards. Turning with the puck is Fear. Holm is down there battling, as is Jonas Spicer on the ice. Spuds have some of their fourth liners on right now. 2:19 left in the period. Here's a long shot by St. Cloud. Easy save for Hodges, and he decides to glove it as the Spuds will get their top line back out.
Just as we mentioned in the other end, St. Cloud throws a long one in as they cross the red line, but they pursue it to the front of the net, forcing Hodges to hang on, not giving the Spuds an easy exit. They'll take this offensive zone face-off, put their top unit out, and see if they can create something here.
Face off to the right of Hodges. Falloon, their top center, steps in. Facing off with Carter Johnson. The Spuds win the draw. Battling for it, though. Finally, Grammer picks it up. And then the puck rolled off his stick. But then he gets it back, sends it up along the far boards. Shot in, hits traffic in front of Hodges. Here's a breakout pass now. Johnson, who is so strong, so fast, breaking in, shoots, scores! What a goal by Carter Johnson. Unbelievable hard work. And the Spuds go up 4-1.
You know, you've seen this type of an incredible goal out of Carter Johnson before. The kid has a motor on him and a no-quit attitude with that kind of effort. as St. Cloud was yanking on him and tugging on him, they were drawing a penalty. They were trying to pull him down, and they had a penalty, a delayed penalty coming. And Johnson, with some persistence and perseverance, just breaks through it and cuts across the goalie, slams it 5-hole, and the Spuds got a 4th goal. It's a pretty important one here late in the first.
Well, and Carter Johnson, who works so hard, as you said, not the first time we've seen him out-muscle a defender over the last couple of years. That's a big goal for the Spuds with 1:40 left in the first period. That goal comes actually at 15:06 officially. Now Overbo turns for the Spuds. Tries to center it to Lindbergh. Now back out to the point. Here's a hard shot by Gregoire that's off the leg pads of a St. Cloud player. Now a shot as going down is home, gets it on goal. Bertram kicks it to the corner. Lindbergh was down there again trying to keep the puck alive, but St. Cloud sends it down the ice. We're approaching a minute to play in the first period. Spuds try to break out along the near boards. This is home to center ice. Battling it there for the Spuds is Fear, but he's knocked off the puck. And St. Cloud is able to send it on goal, but an easy save for Hodges as we have 57 seconds left in the first period, and the Spuds up 4-1.
Well, goaltender coach Jeremy Gregoire would be awful proud of Hudson Hodges right there. He's got a lot of reason to be proud of Hudson, but a long shot, and you see Hudson way out on top of his crease, just taking up all space and angle, gobbles it up easily.
Spuds win the draw. Fear tries to battle through 2 St. Cloud players, gets it all the way up to center ice, but then it's knocked away, but the Spuds are able to send it in deep. Dronin battling for the puck along the far boards. Joining the fray there for the Spuds is Fear. Caden Triggs gets the assist on that goal by the Spuds, Carter Johnson. Along the near boards. Moorhead tries to clear it out. Moylandon is knocked down, but Moorhead carries on. Carson Triggs with the puck along the near boards. Puck comes out front. Goalie hops on top of it, and now there's some pushing and shoving as Moorhead they pounced on the goaltender there, and St. Cloud's defense tries to step in. 15 seconds left in the first period. There's a lot of time here with an offensive zone faceoff, Rob.
There sure is enough time to create something. Plenty of time, actually both ways. Neither team wants to relax right now with 15 to go. Great play there by Carson Triggs. Davidson underestimated the strength of the sophomore winger, and Carson was able to get the edge and create some chaos in the front of the net again for the Spuds.
Caden Triggs in to take the face-off for the Spuds. Back to the point, but Grant Frisch can't keep it in. Grammer back to pick it up for the Spuds. Carter Johnson near his blue line gets it to center ice. Triggs plays it between a defender's legs, but then he can't get to the puck in time, and the buzzer sounds after one period of play on the Speakeasy scoreboard. It's Moorhead 4, St. Cloud 1.
We are The Breakdown. For almost 2 decades, we've published the most comprehensive yearbooks on Minnesota high school sports and run the best in-season and off-season events. We cover every corner of the state. We are The Breakdown.
I get asked
all the time, what in the world is a credit union?
Let me tell you.
It's a member-owned financial cooperative.
And you're a part of it.
you're a part of it.
Because our earnings go back to our members.
So open your eyes to a credit union.
Yeah, that's right. Open them. Come see us at First Community Credit Union.
For good times and great food and drinks, gather your people and come visit us at Legends. You will love our wings, pulled pork, pizza, and other delicious items. Gluten-free and other special diets can be accommodated. We show all the major sporting events. If you are having a special event, take advantage of our event room and catering. Our catering is available for both delivery and pickup. Visit us today.
Before I became a real boy, life was easy. I just sat there doing sandwich stuff. But being alive is so hard. So if you don't want to get up to get a sandwich, you shouldn't have to. Have a sandwich, you hero.
Four Seasons Car Wash on 34th Street in Moorhead is a proud supporter of Spuds TV and the Spud Boosters. Unlimited wash memberships are available starting at just $20. A portion of each new membership is donated to the Spud Boosters. Free vacuum stations with each wash. So for a fast, clean wash, go to Four Seasons Car Wash.
Open your eyes
To a credit union.
Wait. What's a credit union?
It's a financial cooperative.
And it's member-owned.
Which means
Better rates.
Lower fees.
And all the financial services that you need.
It's easy to join.
So easy to join.
practically ridiculous how easy it is to join.
So open your eyes.
Open your eyes.
Open your eyes
to a credit union.
So open your eyes. Come see us at First Community Credit Union.
Back in 1926, people in the FM area began choosing the latest fashions and flooring materials from Fargo Linoleum, and they still do. Fargo Linoleum offers you everything in floor covering. After all these years, Fargo Linoleum is still the floor covering leader.
Whether you're building a new home or looking to save money on your energy bills by improving your existing insulation, let the experts at Cullen Insulation help you out. Contact Dan and mention this ad to receive a 10% discount off any work they perform for you. Just like your Moorhead Spuds, the team at Cullen Insulation is committed to excellence.
At Moorhead Dental Associates, you'll get the very best care and state-of-the-art technology. Dr. Scatfold and Dr. Johnson are now accepting new patients. Call or stop in to Moorhead Dental Associates.
light-duty truck to do full-size jobs. Boss built the HTX in both V-plow and straight blade options. The Boss HTX family is specifically engineered for today's half-ton and light-duty vehicles. Make no mistake, they have big-time power. So when you're working to restore order, the Boss HTX is here to back you up.
Your home for Boss snowplows is Bert's Truck Equipment on Highway 75 North in Moorhead. Stop on out and visit us before you get caught with your plow down.
Revive Professional Massage Therapy Clinic. Serving the FM community for over 9 years. Locally owned and operated. Open 7 days a week, day, evening, and same-day appointments available. Couples massages also available. 20 highly trained professional licensed massage therapists on staff. Now with 2 locations, South Fargo and Detroit Lakes. Offering online booking and online gift certificates. www.reviveprofessionalmassage.com.
Looking for a mortgage in the Valley? Where would you go? Some people are skeptical of those humongous banks. Others worry about the stability of some small lenders. At Valley Mortgage, we're independent and only do mortgages. So we're small enough to give you the service you want and large enough to give you the security and experience you need. It's the perfect fit. Valley Mortgage, we're the largest independent mortgage banker in the Valley, an equal housing lender.
Open your eyes to a credit union.
The one myth of a credit union
is that we don't offer what the other guys do.
Well, that's simply not true.
We have business, checking, and loans.
Mortgages and credit cards.
We have free Kasasa checking.
And all the other services you need too.
Come see us at First Community Credit Union.
Pam is a small business owner. She is swamped. Pam knows she needs to advertise, but is overwhelmed by all the options. What if there was a way for Pam to have access to a team of media experts? What if this was at no extra cost and didn't require a contract? Meet Avenue Right. Save time, money, and get peace of mind that your advertising dollars are well spent.
Four Seasons Car Wash on 34th Street in Moorhead is a proud supporter of Spuds TV and the Spud Boosters. Unlimited wash memberships are available starting at just $20. A portion of each new membership is donated to the Spud Boosters. Free vacuum stations with each wash. So for a fast, clean wash, go to Four Seasons Car Wash.
The Moorhead Spud Boosters support students at Moorhead High School involved in co-curricular activities. Your membership in Moorhead Spud Boosters directly benefits Moorhead's student athletes, celebrating 40 years of supporting Spud athletics.
When searching for a home loan, too many people focus only on the rate. They forget to ask the lender, are approvals made locally or in a city far away? Are you experienced at closing on time? With Valley Mortgage, you get a great rate, the best service, local approval, and over 30 years of experience. So give us a ding. Valley Mortgage, we're the largest independent mortgage banker in the Valley, an equal housing lender.
We are The Breakdown. For almost 2 decades, we've published the most comprehensive yearbooks on Minnesota high school sports and run the best in-season and off-season events. We cover every corner of the state. We are The Breakdown.
I get asked
all the time, what in the world is a credit union?
Let me tell you.
It's a member-owned financial cooperative.
And you're a part of it.
You're a part of it.
Because our earnings go back to our members.
So open your eyes to a credit union.
Yeah, that's right. Open them. Come see us at First Community Credit Union.
For good times and great food and drinks, gather your people and come visit us at Legends. You will love our wings, pulled pork, pizza, and other delicious items. Gluten-free and other special diets can be accommodated. We show all the major sporting events. If you are having a special event, take advantage of our event room and catering. Our catering is available for both delivery and pickup. Visit us today.
Before I became a real boy, life was easy. I just sat there doing sandwich stuff. But being alive is so hard. So if you don't want to get up to get a sandwich, you shouldn't have to. Have a sandwich, you hero.
Four Seasons Car Wash on 34th Street in Moorhead is a proud supporter of Spuds TV and the Spud Boosters. Unlimited wash memberships are available starting at just $20. A portion of each new membership is donated to the Spud Boosters. 3 vacuum stations with each wash. So for a fast, clean wash, go to Four Seasons Car Wash.
Open your eyes
To a credit union.
Wait. What's a credit union?
It's a financial cooperative.
And it's member-owned.
Which means
Better rates.
Lower fees.
And all the financial services that you need.
It's easy to join.
So easy to join.
practically ridiculous how easy it is to join.
So open your eyes.
Open your eyes.
Open your eyes to
a credit union.
So open your eyes. Come see us at First Community Credit Union.
Back in 1926, people in the FM area began choosing the latest fashions and flooring materials from Fargo Linoleum, and they still do. Fargo Linoleum offers you everything in floor covering. After all these years, Fargo Linoleum is still the floor covering leader.
Whether you're building a new home or looking to save money on your energy bills by improving your existing insulation, let the experts at Cullen Insulation help you out. Contact Dan and mention this ad to receive a 10% discount off any work they perform for you. Just like your Moorhead Spuds, the team at Cullen Insulation is committed to excellence.
At Moorhead Dental Associates, you'll get the very best care and state-of-the-art technology. Dr. Scatfold and Dr. Johnson are now accepting new patients. Call or stop in to Moorhead Dental Associates.
Back at Moorhead Sports Center, we have the second period coming up momentarily. As St. Cloud and Moorhead are back on the ice, the Spuds lead 4-1 in this Section 8AA semifinal. Interesting tonight so far, Caden Triggs has yet to score a goal. He does have an assist in tonight's game. But one of our color guys and the head of Spud TV, Corey DeLorme, came up with an interesting stat. Caden has scored 31 goals in 25 games played. That puts him among the elite of Moorhead Spuds prospects. Matt Cullen scored 42 in 25 games. Ryan Kraft, 40. Chris Vandevelde scored 33 in 27 games. Troy Bagney scored 32 in 25 games. Jason Blake had 30 in 25 games. And Caden Triggs has scored 31 goals so far in his career through 25 games. And Rob Grammer, just quickly, just to talk about Caden for a moment, you know, that's been quiet, kind of a quiet, stellar career.
Yeah, he's a fantastic competitor, a great goal scorer, and he does it in every way that you'd want a goal scorer to do it. He can beat the goalie clean with his wicked snapshot and his quick release. He can do it dirty in front of the net. He can win pucks in corners and get it to the front of the net. He's a true goal scorer, and I actually think it plays to the favor of the Spuds right now that he doesn't have one tonight, because as those goal scorers go, they want one. And he's going to compete hard to continue to try to create scoring for the Spuds tonight.
He's played very well in defense. He has centered. He has taken the draw for a lot of draws, especially in the offensive zone. So the ultimate team players we talk about. Spuds win the draw. Carter Johnson along the near boards, skates in, goes around the goal, tried to stuff it in, but a St. Cloud player got his stick on it to deflect it away. Good rush here to start the second period by the Spuds. Carter Johnson, who has 2 goals so far, along the far boards, picked up there by Jess. Jess tries to get it out front, And the Spuds are able to sweep and keep it in and score. There's Caden Triggs.
Well, right on cue, Steve. There he is. And really this play is created by McCoy Gregoire at the point, who is under some duress and very wisely just whacks the puck back in rather than trying to handle it and create some other type of play. And with St. Cloud trying to pursue up the ice, they all get caught and the puck pops loose to Triggs right in front of the net, and he just spins and buries it.
34 seconds into the second period, and the Spuds lead 5-1. That was a great job by Gregoire. He had to stretch to keep that puck on side, and he just swept it toward the goal. Hey, good things happen when you send the puck toward the goal.
Absolutely.
Spuds break out. Here's a shot on goal, a bouncing puck, and Bertram comes right out front to snatch it. Now, we didn't get a chance. Spuds have already jumped out here with a goal here in the second period, but your thoughts quickly, Rob, on that first period?
Well, it's exactly the way the Spuds wanted to come out and get a few goals, and St. Cloud doesn't want to have to climb that type of a mountain, especially going against Hodges, who's a Brimsic finalist. Their game plan wasn't to come in here and get 5 on Hodges. I know that. Now they got to shift and adjust and try to figure out a way to generate offense to get that, and they're in a deeper hole now to start the second.
Face-off was to the left of the goalie, Bertram. Came out to center ice momentarily, but the Spuds brought it right back in. Here's a shot into traffic. The puck hits the Spuds and bounces, almost deflected on goal, but didn't. St. Cloud's able to get it out to center ice, but Moorhead sends it right back in. 15 and a half minutes to play second period, 5-1. Moorhead. Good forechecking there by the Spuds. Carson Triggs, and he's able to poke the puck toward the goal, and Bertram has to stop it and cover it. And there'll be a face-off to his left. Both teams with a little lineup change here. Overbowl will come out to take the face-off for the Spuds to the left of the goaltender. Overbowl won the toss, but St. Cloud had a chance to clear it and didn't. Holm with a sweep around that goes off the goalie. Comes out to center ice. St. Cloud pokes it in deep. Spuds back in their own zone to pick it up. St. Cloud keeps it in at the point. Here's a weak shot that goes wide. Bounces off the boards. Spuds pick it up. Overbow is stopped just inside the blue line, but there to carry on is Grammer. Through the left circle. Quick shot and a goalie save. Bertram with a quick left glove. And a stoppage of play. 14:51 to play in the second period.
Well, a nifty headman pass there from Gavin Lindberg on the wing. Get it up to Overbow. He's played hard and nicely off the puck, but Luke Grammer following up, sneaks in and gets a really good look. But Bertram's there with the glove to stop it.
Carter Johnson will step in to take the face-off this time for Moorhead to the left of Bertram. Face-off won by the Spuds. Back to the point. Moilanen tried to wind up and shoot it. It got knocked away, and so he has to play it back out to center ice, and the Spuds regroup. St. Cloud trying to knock the puck away at center ice, but the Spuds prevail. Carter Johnson kicks it into the Spud, makes it into the St. Cloud zone. Johnson stays with the puck, backhands it in deep. Back to pick it up for St. Cloud is Davidson. He has the lone goal for St. Cloud area. Out to center ice now. Steaming is Blake Keller. Keller forced to the far boards, tried to get a backhander off to Johnson, and it's intercepted there by the Spuds. Caden Triggs gets it out to Jess, skating to the near boards. Nifty little pass toward the goal, but there was no one there. It goes through the goal mouth, and St. Cloud is able to pick it up. Here comes St. Cloud area. They had a little play going, but the Spuds, back checking hard, are able to knock the puck away. And here comes Moorhead. Triggs over center, now over the blue line. Finally knocked off the puck by a St. Cloud double team along the far boards. Here's a shot, bouncing puck that was deflected by a defender, and it ended up bouncing by Bertram. Now back behind the goal. Dronin is there. Picked up by Fear, out to the point. Wyatt Gunkel had the puck knocked off his stick, but Moorhead's Grammer's back to pick it up. Right in front of the penalty box, Grammer takes a hit. but he's able to send the puck into the St. Cloud zone. Finally, St. Cloud area clears it out. Coming back to center ice, this is Sam Oster. Puck is sent down deep. Hodges back to play the puck. Back along the near boards. Picked up there by the Spuds. Here comes Fear. Headmans. This is Carson Triggs. And a nice hip check there by St. Cloud. Takes him off the puck deep in the slot. Back out to center ice. Moorhead's able to send it into St. Cloud area again. Spuds have to complete a line change. Here comes St. Cloud in over the blue line. Here's a headman pass that went right through the goal mouth. St. Cloud keeps it in on the far boards. Here's another shot, but this one hits traffic out front. Now it's back behind the goal. Along the near boards, St. Cloud are able to keep it in at the point. Isaac Baker with a nice poke, but Overbo picks it up for the Spuds. Gets it out to center ice, but his pass is intercepted. Teams are kind of playing between the blue lines here. 12 minutes to play, second period. Spuds lead 5-1. Spuds are still flying, though. There's a broken stick to the left of Hodges. He has swept it back behind the goal. Now here comes Moorhead. Home. In over the blue line. Drops it. Here's a shot. Oh! Moorhead couldn't get much on it. Cade Moylan was a trailer. He got the heel of his stick on the puck, and he drives it wide. Boy, he had a nice, juicy opening there. Just couldn't pull it off. Grammer back for the Spuds. In over the blue line. Steams toward the goal. He's bullied off the puck, but he's able to keep it alive, and it comes behind the goal. Back to the near boards. Picked up there by Carson Triggs. Make that Caden Triggs. Goes cross ice. Grammer flips it toward the goal. The rebound to Jess off the boards, and he sends it wide. Back out to center ice. Grammer. He'll flip it in with 11 minutes to play in the second period. 5-1 Moorhead. And now they're going to send the puck all the way down the ice. St. Cloud had no choice but to ice it, as there was a long stretch of play there without a break.
Well, the Spuds continue to generate offense on the rush in the offensive zone. They're going to be able to get plenty of chances. What they want to guard against right now is getting casual and complacent. St. Cloud, especially their top line, has really quick strike ability, and we don't want to let them get back in this game right now if you're a Spuds fan.
And their top line is on the ice right now as Grammer. Moorhead wins the draw. Grammer back near the blue line. Flipped a wrist shot through traffic right on goal. Bertram makes the save. Here's another shot off the faceoff, this time by Triggs. And the goalie arms it away. Now back behind the goal. Triggs battling Davidson out to Grammer. Grammer gives it up on the far side to Gregoire. His shot right on. Goaltender save. Puck back along the near boards. St. Cloud tries to clear it, but they can't. Grammer kept it in. Triggs battling along the boards with Davidson. Deep in the slot, they score! Pass out front. Gregoire cruising in from the blue line. Catches that puck and one-times it by the goalie, and Moorhead's up 6-1.
I tell you what, in the last few games, McCoy Gregoire has had a number of good looks coming down the slot. He's got a cannon of a shot. He steps in and one-times that shot, and as the sign by the student section says, Bertram just got Greg done.
We're going to have a goalie change. Spencer Bertram, the senior, is going to give way to Brian Streitz, a 6'2 junior. And he's going to take over in goal. Streitz had a goal against average of 1.6 this year. So a goalie change for St. Cloud as the Spuds lead 6-1. Now we have a delayed penalty on the Spuds, and so Streitz steams his way to the St. Cloud bench, but there wasn't time to get the odd man advantage. And there'll be a stoppage of play as we have a hooking call called on the Spuds. Lucas Fear comes with 10:20 left in the first period, and St. Cloud, trying to get some momentum now, will have the face-off in the Moorhead zone and the power play. The Falloon line is on the ice. Here's a shot right on. Hodges, right between his legs, is able to close the 5-hole and make the save.
Well, a decent look from Luke Johnson, pulling the puck to change the shooting angle and get it to the net, but unfortunately all the traffic had cleared, unfortunately for him, and Hodges had a clean look at that.
Luke Johnson, who's normally a forward on this number 1 line, is at the blue line now on the power play. St. Cloud wins the draw. They're playing a little tic-tac-toe on the far side. Now the puck comes on goal. Hodges is able to knock it away. And then one of his teammates, I think, got a stick on it to clear it to the far corner. Hodges cool as a cucumber there, as there was a lot of traffic around him. St. Cloud keeps the puck in. 1:20 left on the power play. They try to send it through the goal mouth, which they do, but it's deflected by the Spuds out to center ice. 9:30 to play in the period. 6-1 Moorhead. Section 8 AA semifinal for the right to play Roseau to go to state. Davidson from the point just tries to thread one through traffic. He does, but his teammates didn't seem ready for it. And the puck battled off their stick all the way out to center ice. Here's Falloon carrying on for the Spuds. He hasn't had many chances today for St. Cloud. Falloon in the near circle, back out at the point. Here's a shot from the blue line. Oh, that hit the pipe, and then the rebound is buried by St. Cloud's Luke Johnson, and they're on the board, trailing 6-2.
Well, it's worth mentioning again for the Spuds, stay out of the box. It's 2 for 2 on the power play for St. Cloud tonight. It's lethal. Their top line can score, and it's about the only chance that St. Cloud has to get back into this game. An important goal if they want to make any kind of a run at this, and the Spuds would like an answer here.
We don't see that much from Moorhead. Moorhead got caught just standing around right there, and St. Cloud was able to move the puck for a moment, almost at will. And then, of course, the first shot hit the pipe, and the rebound perfectly to Johnson, and he buried it. Time of the goal is 8:05. Johnson from Warner, the defenseman, and it's 6-2 Moorhead. We're down to 8:40 to play in the second period. Spuds lead 6-2. St. Cloud back into the Moorhead zone. Out to center ice. Warner sends it back in for St. Cloud. Spuds back, trying to regroup. Jess along the near boards. Finally breaks free at center ice. Triggs with him. Jess battles through a hip check along the boards, but he can't control the puck. St. Cloud picks it up behind the goal, and they carry on to center ice. Back to pick it up there is Moorhead. Cade Moylanen sends it ahead. Caden Triggs, 2-on-1, shot right on. And a save by Bertram as Jonas Spencer had hopped into the play. Good chance there for the Spuds. Good save by the goaltender.
Well, and I believe it's Streitz that's actually in the net who's replaced Bertram, and the Spuds are going to want to put a lot of pucks on him and make him uncomfortable early and try to get another goal here quick to regain control of this game.
Yes, there had been a goalie change. Sorry about that. 6-2 the score. Moorhead, they win the draw, send it to center ice, but picked up there by St. Cloud. Back comes St. Cloud. Moorhead tried to control the puck. It went by 3 Spuds, finally into the far corner, where it's picked up by Johnny Franklin. He sends it back behind the goal. Up along the near boards now. Jackson score with it. The trailing is picked up by Spicer. Carries in over the blue line. Battling. Wraparound try, but the goalie got his stick out there and was able to knock it away. St. Cloud picks up the puck. They come back to center ice. In over the blue line. Greg Carlstead, he's a fourth line winger. He's ridden off the puck, and the Spuds are able to pick it up. They'll go behind their own zone here, let everybody get set up. Here's a long pass ahead to center ice, intended for Overbo. It falls right at Overbo's feet. He's able to carry it into the St. Cloud zone, but then he's knocked off the puck. All the way back into the Moorhead zone. Big hit there by St. Cloud's defense. 6-2 Moorhead, 6:45 to play in the period. Now we've had a stoppage of play.
St. Cloud's not going to quit. They're coming hard. They're going to try to do whatever they can to get a third goal and put some more pressure back on the Spuds here. And there's 6:44 to go in the second period. There's a lot of time left in this game, and you don't want to get complacent. You want to step on it and bury them here. We'll see what the Spuds can do.
Spuds win another draw. Along the near board, St. Cloud sends it in deep. Back out to the point. Warner battling the puck a little bit, sends it into the far corner. St. Cloud keeps it in. Spuds trying to get it out, and they do. Ty Holm couldn't carry on. Now Grammer. Up to the blue line. Up to the red line. In over the blue line. Overbo couldn't catch up to a puck that was in his skates. And St. Cloud is able to pick it up and bring it back. 6 minutes to play in the period. 6-2 Moorhead. Here's a centering pass. Misfired for St. Cloud. They had a chance there. Here's a spinorama right on, but Hodges makes the save. That shot was taken by Blake Keller back out at the point. Falloon was actually on the point for St. Cloud on that play, their leading or their top center. And the puck goes out of play, and there'll be a stoppage with 5:43 to play. Rob, how do you get back to fire right here for Moorhead?
Well, you just got to make a decision every time you step on the ice that you're going to play the game the same way. Right now, St. Cloud's coming hard. They're being allowed by the officials to finish checks late. They're being allowed to grab and hang on, and the Spuds can't get frustrated and allow that to get to them and get them off their game, and it's working to a small degree right now for St. Cloud.
Here's a shot that actually fluttered toward the goal, but Hodges is able to stay with it. He grabbed it at his midsection, and there'll be another face-off to his left. 5:28 to play in the second period. Of course, our scoreboard sponsored by Speakeasy, and the Spuds lead 6-2.
Frankly, Steve, it's a tactic St. Cloud has to employ right now because they have to do whatever they can to try to get back in this game no matter what it takes.
That's an excellent point, and as long as the officials let them do it, they need to play. Hockey people will know what I say when I say this, but they have to make the game dirty. And that's not mean dirty plays. That means get physical, hope for a misdirection, hope for a tip puck. Here's a shot from the far point by St. Cloud, right on. Hodges makes the save again. And what the Spuds have to do is they have to try and get the puck out of the zone maybe a little bit quicker, try and maybe just take a split second to make a little bit better pass and try and break up that St. Cloud momentum. Face off to the left of Hodges. Carter Johnson steps in. St. Cloud ends up with the draw, but Caden Triggs is there to intercept a pass back to the point. Luke Grammer carries on. Triggs tried to get it back to Grammer, but it's intercepted by a trailing St. Cloud player. Otherwise, the Spuds right there had a chance to get about a 3-on-2, maybe 3-on-3 break. Back comes St. Cloud. Puck comes up off the boards. Lays there in the circle for a moment. Johnson picks it up. Johnson, who has 2 goals and an assist. Here's Triggs, right on, rebound, and Jess couldn't get his stick on it. It hops over his stick to the corner. Here's Grammer out front, and Jess recovers with a backhander past strikes, and the Spuds score to make it 7-2.
Well, that's a pretty important answer from the Spuds top unit there. A nice little entry pass from Grammer into Jess on the side of the net, and Cullen Jess is a fine goal scorer in his own right, and he makes no doubt about that one, burying it to get the first one past strikes. And maybe that'll loosen that up a little bit too.
You know, just a moment ago, he couldn't get his puck on the stick, or get the stick on the puck. He ends up in the corner, but he doesn't give up. He comes right back to the front of the net, and he's there to make the play, or finish the play made by Grammer. Spuds up 7-2. 4 minutes to play in the period. Time of the goal, 2:42. Jess from Grammer. Here comes Overbo over the red line. He has the puck knocked away. We're going to have a penalty here on St. Cloud. Overbo can't get caught for a retaliation here. And maybe they do send him as well. Yep, they do. It was going to be a penalty on St. Cloud. Overbo reacted a little too much. And St. Cloud's going to the, and that's a good play here by the officials, right, Rob, to just stay in control of the game a little bit.
Well, it seems like that's what they want to do at that point. You were right. Boyk was going to get a penalty probably for interference as he rode Overbo off a little late on the play. Mike took some exception to it. Guarantee Boyk does not want to get into a tussle with Overbo, and the refs decide to cool some things down and send them both.
So it's still 5 aside. Coincidental minors. Moorhead just had a shot on goal by Moylanen that just missed. Here comes St. Cloud breaking out. 3.5 minutes left in the period. Here's a long shot in. Hodges had his stick on the ice and just watched it go away into the corner. Hodges down on his knees with his stick along the ice. As St. Cloud likes to keep the puck low, or have so far here for the most part. Here come the Spuds. Moylanen off the boards on the near side. Here comes Fear. Lucas Fear down the near boards. Fanned on a pass and then got ridden off the puck. But Dronen there with a good forecheck is able to keep the puck alive for Moorhead. Dronen along the near boards, out at the point. Sweeping to the far side. Grammer, he tried to flip it in, but the puck was knocked away by a defender. It's still in the St. Cloud zone. Here's a centering pass. Dronen was ready to bury that one, but St. Cloud got a stick on it right out front, and the goalie sweeps it away. Grammer in over the blue line. He's out there all alone right now. Centers the puck. No one there as Moorhead was making a line change. Jess back behind the goal line. Far side. St. Cloud tries to clear it, but it's intercepted with a hand catch there by Grammer. Here's a shot by Caden Triggs that's deflected by St. Cloud out of play. Moorhead buzzing with the puck there the last couple of minutes. That goal seemed to make a difference.
Yeah, it did. It regained control of the game for them. They have the momentum and the mojo. The spirit of St. Cloud seems to be broken a little bit at this point. You certainly don't want to let them have another surge. They definitely could have one more surge left in them to try to get back in this game. But if the Spuds can pour it on them here, they can certainly break their will here.
Moorhead is really, speaking of surging, really has surged with the shots on goal. After trailing 17-8, they now have an edge of 31-6. That means they've had 23 shots this period. And that was one of the reasons for the goalie change. Right out front, Johnson was all alone with the goalie, but he didn't quite get enough on it, and the goaltender was able to knock it away. 1:33 to play in the period. 7-2 the score. Moorhead leading. Spuds have scored 3 goals in this period. Now St. Cloud comes up ice, sends it in deep. Falloon goes to the net, but he can't get the return pass from the winger. Now along the near boards, it's Jess. As we approach 1 minute to play in the second period. Along the near boards, Jess, headmans. Moylanen gets it over. Carter Johnson steaming in, all alone, shoots. Right on, Strikes makes the save. Johnson had a chance at the rebound, but he skated by it at the last second. Here comes St. Cloud quickly. They're not able to get anything going. The puck goes back behind Hodges, picked up there by Grammer. Grammer's going to go end-to-end. Grammer over the blue line, stick handles, near dot, backhander, right on, and the goaltender has to make the save. Triggs was right there. The goaltender lost it for a moment, but thanks to his defenseman, Triggs was not able to get a puck on the stick, or stick on the puck.
Well, that was a clever play starting way back behind the Spuds net where Cullen Jess under duress did just a nifty little touch pass to Grammer, who was streaking up the middle. He created some action, and there's Triggs out front causing all kinds of problems again.
Spuds win the draw. Back behind the goal. Centering pass out front through traffic. Save, one save, goal! Jonas Spencer got a rebound and puts it in for the Spuds, and they lead 8-2.
I tell you what, Grant Frisch, he gets the puck up top, moves around it really nicely in order to get a quick shot off. The quick release and hard snapshot from Grant Frisch creates another rebound, and Jonas Spicer crashes in hard and flips it past Strites. It's a classic timeless goal that is always going to have success when you get pucks to the net and people to the paint. It's going to work a lot, and it did right there for the Spuds.
Right. Grant Frisch gets the assist. Jonas Spicer, the goal. And the Spuds are up 8-2 as we're in the final minute of the second period. 10 seconds left. Grammer rushes again. Sends a pass wide of the goal. Spicer along the near boards, battling. He's down on his knees, still trying to control as the buzzer sounds. And at the end of 2 periods of play on the Speakeasy scoreboard, our score, and we're going to keep it right here for a moment, studio. Our score is Moorhead 8 and St. Cloud 2. Just quickly, Rob, let's get your thoughts before we talk to the Moorhead coaches. Your thoughts on that second period. There was a little bit of a lull, but for the most part, Moorhead controlled play.
Yeah, it was exactly what the Spuds needed, as a quick score in the period to take away a little bit of St. Cloud's jam. You knew they were going to have an answer, and St. Cloud came back playing hard, trying to fight their way back into the game. A bit of a lull for the Spuds, induced by St. Cloud's hard play, but they survived that lull, punched right back, came back and tacked on a couple more goals that really at this point, St. Cloud needs a break. They may have one more surge coming out of the locker room, but it's a monumental task right now for them to come back on a 6-goal deficit on the Spuds.
8-2, Moorhead leads as the Spuds score 4 goals in that period, 4 goals in the second period. And now we're going to get Sam Wallsted's thoughts here. I need to get your mic set up here, Sam. Well, what a difference a game makes.
Yeah,
Spuds wanted to come out fast. That's what they did in the first period, and for the most part, carried on the second period.
And that's kind of been our MO for this week. We had to have a little bit better, game than the Bemidji game. We were pretty much at a survive and advance a little bit that first game, but we got back after it on Wednesday and Thursday, and this is what we wanted to have in our own barn. Good crowd, come out swinging, and we're doing well.
And you could tell in that first period, especially after the first goal, but especially after the second goal, it was almost like you'd see your team relax and turn on the jets.
Yeah, and that was a little bit of a different tempo than it was the first game. We were gripping a little tight, playing with little nerves after that first game. But this game, we did calm down. We got after it. We stuck to our game plan. We continued to work on what we've been working on in practice, crashing the net, buzzing the middle, getting pucks on net, and just crashing for rebounds. And we've had a lot of success tonight.
You've got a comfortable 8-2 lead, but 1 period to play. You know what's at stake. This team won't let down.
They don't. They play hard no matter what. They got a good top line. They like to come out. They like to come out and hit the body. What's good is we still got to be smart. 2 for 2 on the power play. That was our thing in the intermission. Don't stay out of the penalty box. And they made us pay it twice. They made us pay the first time, and then we played them here. And that's something we got to continue to do.
Okay, Sam Wallstead. Thank Sam.
You.
Good luck in that third period. Spuds lead 8-2. Just quickly, let's wrap up. The Spuds scored at the 34-second mark of the second period. Caden Triggs got the goal, his 32nd of the year. At the 6:25 mark, McCoy Gregoire scored for the Spuds. The assist went to Carter Johnson. For Gregoire, it was his second goal of the year. At the 8:05 mark, St. Cloud on the power play. Luke Johnson scored. At the 12:42 mark, the Spuds scored. Cullen Jess, who had just missed a moment before, circled back, got in front of the net, and was able to put in a centering pass by Grammer. And for Jess, that's his 15th goal of the season. And then the Spuds capped it off in the final minute. And what's important about this, we're talking about one of the players who is going to need to be a key player next year for the Spuds. Junior Jonas Spicer scores his second goal of the year. Grant Frisch, another underclassman, future Spud here because we're losing so many seniors for both these teams. Grant Frisch got the assist, and the Spuds lead by a score of 8-2. Shots on goal, Spuds 35, and St. Cloud 16. Goalie saves, Moorhead 14, St. Cloud 8. Moorhead, that's a game total of 22. For St. Cloud, that's a game total of 25. So again, our score at the end of 2 periods of play, On the Speakeasy scoreboard, as we're going to send it back to our studios for a moment. On the Speakeasy scoreboard, it's Moorhead 8 and St. Cloud area 2.
When you need your light-duty truck to do full-size jobs, Boss built the HTX. In both V-plow and straight-blade options, the Boss HTX family is specifically engineered for today's half-ton and light-duty vehicles. Make no mistake, they have big-time power. So when you're working to restore order, the Boss HTX is here to back you up.
Your home for Boss snowplows is Bert's Truck Equipment on Highway 75 North in Moorhead. Stop on out and visit us before you get caught with your plow down.
Revive Professional Massage Therapy Clinic. Serving the FM community for over 9 years. Locally owned and operated. Open 7 days a week, day, evening, and same-day appointments available. Couples massages also available. 20 highly trained professional licensed massage therapists on staff. Now with 2 locations, South Fargo and Detroit Lakes. Offering online booking and online gift certificates. www.reviveprofessionalmassage.com.
Looking for a mortgage in the Valley? Where would you go? Some people are skeptical of those humongous banks. Others worry about the stability of some small lenders. At Valley Mortgage, we're independent and only do mortgages. So we're small enough to give you the service you want and large enough to give you the security and experience you need. It's the perfect fit. Valley Mortgage, we're the largest independent mortgage banker in the Valley. An equal housing lender.
Open your eyes to a credit union.
The one myth of a credit union
Is that we don't offer what the other guys do.
Well, that's simply not true.
We have business, checking, and loans.
Mortgages and credit cards.
We have free Casasa checking.
And all the other services you need too.
Come see us at First Community Credit Union.
Pam is a small business owner. She is swamped. Pam knows she needs to advertise, but is overwhelmed by all the options. What if there was a way for Pam to have access to a team of media experts? What if this was at no extra cost and didn't require a contract? Meet Avenue Right. Save time, money, and get peace of mind that your advertising dollars are well spent.
Four Seasons Car Wash on 34th Street in Moorhead is a proud supporter of Spuds TV and the Spud Boosters. Unlimited wash memberships are available starting at just $20. A portion of each new membership is donated to the Spud Boosters. Free vacuum stations with each wash. So for a fast, clean wash, go to Four Seasons Car Wash. The Moorhead Spud Boosters support students at Moorhead High School involved in co-curricular activities. Your membership in Moorhead Spud Boosters directly benefits Moorhead's student athletes, celebrating 40 years of supporting Spud athletics.
When searching for a home loan, too many people focus only on the rate. They forget to ask the lender, are approvals made locally or in a city far away? Are you experienced at closing on time? With Valley Mortgage, you get a great rate, the best service, local approval, and over 30 years of experience. So give us a ding. Valley Mortgage, we're the largest independent mortgage banker in the Valley. An equal housing lender.
We are The Breakdown. For almost 2 decades, we've published the most comprehensive yearbooks on Minnesota high school sports and run the best in-season and off-season events. We cover every corner of the state. We are The Breakdown.
get asked
all the time, what in the world is a credit union?
Let me tell you.
It's a member-owned financial cooperative.
And you're a part of it.
You're a part of it.
Because our earnings go back to our members.
So open your eyes to a credit union.
Yeah, that's right. Open them. Come see us at First Community Credit Union.
For good times and great food and drinks, gather your people and come visit us at Legends. You will love our wings, pulled pork, pizza, and other delicious items. Gluten-free and other special diets can be accommodated. We show all the major sporting events. If you are having a special event, take advantage of our event room and catering. Our catering is available for both delivery and pickup. Visit us today.
Before I became a real boy, life was easy. I just sat there doing sandwich stuff. But being alive is so hard. So if you don't want to get up to get a sandwich, you shouldn't have to. Have a sandwich, you hero.
Four Seasons Car Wash on 34th Street in Moorhead is a proud supporter of Spuds TV and the Spud Boosters. Unlimited wash memberships are available starting at just $20. A portion of each new membership is donated to the Spud Boosters. Free vacuum stations with each wash. So for a fast, clean wash, go to Four Seasons Car Wash.
Open your eyes
To a credit union.
Wait. What's a credit union?
It's a financial cooperative.
And it's member-owned.
Which means
Better rates.
Lower fees.
And all the financial services that you need.
It's easy to join.
So easy to join.
practically ridiculous how easy it is to join.
So open your eyes.
Open your eyes.
Open your eyes to
a credit union.
So open your eyes. Come see us at First Community Credit Union.
Back in 1926, people in the FM area began choosing the latest fashions and flooring materials from Fargo Linoleum, and they still do. Fargo Linoleum offers you everything in floor covering. After all these years, Fargo Linoleum is still the floor covering leader.
Whether you're building a new home or looking to save money on your energy bills by improving your existing insulation, let the experts at Cullen Insulation help you out. Contact Dan and mention this ad to receive a 10% discount off any work they perform for you. Just like your Moorhead Spuds, the team at Cullen Insulation is committed to excellence.
At Moorhead Dental Associates, you'll get the very best care and state-of-the-art technology. Dr. Scatfold and Dr. Johnson are now accepting new patients. Call or stop in to Moorhead Dental Associates.
Light-duty truck to do full-size jobs. Boss, build the HTX in both V-plow and straight blade options. The Boss HTX family is specifically engineered for today's half-ton and light-duty vehicles. Make no mistake, they have big-time power. So when you're working to restore order, the Boss HTX is here to back you up.
Your home for Boss snowplows is Bert's Truck Equipment on Highway 75 North in Moorhead. Stop on out and visit us before you get caught with your plow down.
Revive Professional Massage Therapy Clinic, serving the FM community for over 9 years. Locally owned and operated. Open 7 days a week, day, evening, and same-day appointments available. Couples massages also available. 20 highly trained professional licensed massage therapists on staff. Now with 2 locations, South Fargo and Detroit Lakes.
Back at the Moorhead Sports Center.
Online booking and
Carlson along with Rob Grammer as we're ready for the third period of the Section 8 AA semifinal, where the Spuds lead by a score of 8-2. Something we touched on earlier in the game, Rob. Luke Grammer from the Spuds, one of 10 finalists for Mr. Hockey, and goalie Hudson Hodges, one of 3 finalists for the Frank Grimzik Award as the best goalie in the state. It's outstanding to have players represented that way, or team represented that way.
Yeah, it's great for our community. It's certainly another sign that our hockey program's moving in the right direction when we have players that are considered on that level across the state. Wonderful recognition for Hudson Hodges. He's, I believe, our second goalie that we've had nominated for the Brimzik. The first was Michael Bitzer, who won it, and I believe Luke Grammer becomes the 10th Spud in history to be nominated as a Mr. Hockey finalist. So it certainly is nice recognition for those guys, and great for our community to have the state recognizing our players in that way.
And that'll be awarded on Sunday, March 8th in St. Paul. At one of our first couple of breaks, we're also going to talk, the Spuds have 13 seniors on this roster, and they're playing in their last game at Moorhead Sports Center. We're going to talk to Grammer about that as well. Spuds win the draw as we start the third period. Spuds up 8-2. Luke Grammer has the puck back in his own zone. Headmans it to Carter Johnson. He spins, gives it to Triggs, in over the blue line. Triggs muscling it, centering it. Johnson can't get his stick back on it. He finally does, sends it through the goal mouth. Jess had his stick lifted. Otherwise, the Spuds would have had an outstanding chance. Back along the near boards, Gregwire. Grammer now over on the right point. Tries to carry it into the corner. It's tipped off his stick. Triggs there to try and pick it up. Now Jess takes the puck literally away from a St. Cloud player. Deep in the slot. Shot goes wide by Carter Johnson. Now along the near boards. Moylanen sends it in, keeping it in for the Spuds. Triggs back behind the goal. Johnson skates in, puts on the brakes. Tried to send it with a backhand pass to the point, but it never got there. Here's a clearing pass by St. Cloud, but the Spuds pick it up. Triggs back in over the blue line. Both teams changing. Dronen trying to follow up on the play. He's ridden off the puck. Triggs back out at the point. Quick shot off the shoulder of the goalie. Big scramble. And the goalie strikes, makes the save with 15:32 left here in the third period, and the score Moorhead 8-2. Rob, all these seniors, including your son, let's be honest, playing his last game here at Moorhead Sports Center. It's very emotional. What do you remember about that?
Well, I know it was the quarterfinal game of our senior year in 1994. We had Wilmer coming to town, and I don't want to be cavalier about it, but it wasn't a contest we were concerned with losing. And as it turns out, we come out, and I believe Wilmer scored first in the game. And I'd have to defer to our resident historian, hockey historian, Josh Arnold on that, because he remembers everything. But I'm pretty sure they scored first, and we ended up beating them 15-1.
Ooh.
But it was a game, again, where we knew we were probably going to win, so we were able to enjoy every minute of that game out on the ice against Wilmer in the quarterfinals.
So many games, so many hours, so many days, early mornings, late nights spent here on this sheet as we have another stoppage of play. Haven't missed much here, folks, as we've been reminiscing, but boy, these kids have put a lot of time on this rink.
They have, and it's, watching these kids from the time, and all 13 of these seniors played from in Moorhead Hockey's program since the time they were 5 years old, all the way to their senior year. Many of us coached them in the early years when the parents are still the volunteer coaches, and it's a lot of time spent in that way on the road together, here at the rink together. It's an emotional time for sure. It's a lot of fun. It's a little sad. I certainly like how the way the game is going thus far as the final game for these kids. It's a nice one to this point.
Moorhead has the puck as they head into the St. Cloud zone. Johnny Franklin got off a nice snipe, but it went just wide. St. Cloud now picks it up at the blue line, tries to carry on. They do. In over the blue line. Here's a centering pass. Good job by Moorhead's Lincoln Myon to lift a stick. Otherwise, a St. Cloud player might have had a chance at a tip-in. Spuds have the puck back behind the goal, but now it bounces away and it's going to go all the way down the ice for an icing. Rob, let me just make one more point on that. Turning to St. Cloud, they have 16 seniors. Think of what they've gone through. Tech had its own team. Apollo had its own team. Now they have to come together and try to work together. This senior class for St. Cloud's going to have a lot of memories.
Oh, for sure. It's never fun when it comes to an end for these players. They you know, like I mentioned on the onset, everyone's fighting for the chance to play another game with their buddies, and so they don't want to see it come to an end. 16 of them, a lot of time together. They're fighting hard to the end, and definitely going to be an emotional locker room for them tonight as well.
8-2, Moorhead leads. 12.5 minutes to play in the third period. Not much happening here in this third period so far. Spuds are controlling play, clamping down whenever St. Cloud does try to advance the puck. Now up along the near board. St. Cloud area does have it. Kyle Christen sends it in, but it's too far. Picked up there by Luke Grammer. Back behind the goal. Spuds try to headman it. They do. Carter Johnson. Puck went back behind his skates, and he couldn't catch up to it. But Moorhead picks it up back in their own zone. Gregoire out to center ice. Carter Johnson tried to sweep it ahead and whiffed on the puck. So it goes back into the St. Cloud zone, picked up there by St. Cloud area. Again, this team does not have a nickname. They are made up of players from St. Cloud Tech and St. Cloud Apollo. Back behind the goal, St. Cloud has sent it into the Moorhead zone. Battling for the puck there for the Spuds is Gunkel. He kicks it out. Carter Johnson carries on. Johnson in over the line. Caden Triggs back to Johnson. Backhander. He couldn't get much on it, and the goalie's able to knock it away. Boy, that was a nice rush there by the Spuds top line. And it now goes out of play on. And let's focus on this third period, Rob. It does look like the Spuds now are just settling in to play steady hockey at this point.
Yeah, they're going to continue to press play up the ice and play the way you don't normally would play. You don't want to change at this point. They're probably happy to take whistles as the clock is running and let the clock run down. And St. Cloud's going to play hard too because they want to end on a good note, and their goal might be to win this period and continue to play hard all the way through.
And yes, the clock is running. It's 8-2 Spuds. The clock is not stopping whenever the officials blow the whistle. There was an icing on this last play. They're going to bring the puck all the way down to the St. Cloud end, and there'll be a face-off to the right of the St. Cloud goalie. Dronin steps in for the Spuds, wins the draw. Back out to the point is Frisch. Lucas Fear tried to make a play. He was being checked, so he just swept it into the corner. That was a heads-up play to keep it alive for the Spuds. Now they battle along the near boards. Dronin was there for the Spuds as well. It finally pops free, and St. Cloud picks it up. They carry over the center line, and then they send it in deep as they change defensemen. Up along the near boards, the Spuds get it out to center ice with 9:45 to play in the game. Spuds back in their own zone, controlling play. Headman it out to center ice. St. Cloud trying to make something happen here. Sean Davidson sends it in deep. No icing. Hodges is out to play it with his stick. Sweeps it around behind the goal. Here's a shot on from the point, and Hodges makes the save. 9:20 to play in the third period. Again, the clock is running in this third period of the Section 8 AA semifinal. If Moorhead does go on to win this game, they will play Roseau on Wednesday night in Thief River Falls at the Ralph Engelstead Arena in Thief River. It's a great venue for a section championship game. Roseau beat St. Michael Albertville 5-1 earlier today. St. Cloud has the puck off the face-off at center ice. Good job there by the Spuds, though, to knock it away. Headmanning right in is Spencer. The goalie made a great save, and then the Spuds just missed out on a rebound. Back comes St. Cloud in over the blue line. Shot right on, and Hodges makes the save. You know, something, again, we can't, we shouldn't underplay here, Rob, is the fact that Moorhead defensively has done a great job. I don't I don't remember if Austin Falloon, their top center, who had a hat trick the other night, I'm not sure he's had a shot on goal, much less a decent shot on goal.
I think you're right about that, Steve. I don't recall a really good look for him all night. I do want to mention, going back on that last play, it was a tremendous play by Johnny Franklin coming up the right side and an entry pass to Spicer, and then Johnny followed it up and was almost able to bang the rebound home, and a great look from the Spuds fourth line, who continue to play in a way that you can tell these coaches have the kids ready. When from 1 to 4, they all play a very similar way.
Face off to the right of Hodges, as St. Cloud did get off another shot on goal, but an easy save for Hodges. Spuds win the draw. Fear make that home up along the near side. Carries in along with Overbowl. They're battling in the near corner to the right of the St. Cloud goal. Holm has it out to the point. Moylanen keeps it in. Centering pass, and that hopped the stick of Gavin Lindberg, who has a goal today. He was set up, boy. He was ready to knock that home, and it just hopped his stick.
He sure was.
Trying to clear. Back at the point. Long shot by Gunkel, and sticked away by the goaltender. Clock is running. 6:56 to play. 8-2 Spuds.
Steve, I think it's worth acknowledging right now that St. Cloud has put their starting senior goaltender Spencer Bertram back in. A character move by the coach. He's got a senior in his last game, and he had a rough night. They pulled him after 6, and they want to get him back in there so he can finish out his senior season and his hockey career on the ice.
That's a class move, especially with a senior-laden team. That senior-laden team is not going to take that as a defeatist move. They're looking at this as he's a senior. He's going to go either do or die with his classmates and his teammates. Good observation. 8-2 the score, Moorhead. We're approaching 6 minutes to play. Spuds have the puck. Gunkel carries in along the far boards. Into the far corner. Has the puck taken away. St. Cloud carries back. St. Cloud in over the blue line. Here's a shot. That hit Carter Johnson and went to the corner, so it never got to the goaltender Hodges. Now along the near boards. Battling for the Spuds and knocking it out was Caden Triggs. Battling hard even with this 8-2 lead. Triggs was in there throwing his body around. Now St. Cloud picks up the puck at the blue line. Here's a shot that goes wide, hits the glass. Back out the center ice come the Spuds. Jackson score with it. He tried to step around the defender and couldn't. And St. Cloud has the puck. We're down to 5:20 to play in the game. 8-2 Spuds. And here's a pass that misfires for St. Cloud. It goes all the way down the ice. And there will be icing. With the clock running, 5 minutes to play in the game. Not to be presumptuous, but I think we can now. Rob, what do you remember when Moorhead played Roseau this year?
Well, the first game was here. The Spuds controlled play early in that game, dominating zone time, dominating shots. They got a couple of goals early, looked like they were in control, but Roseau was able to fight back and get the game to overtime. And on a funny bounce and a funny goal, they were able to beat the Spuds. And the Spuds returned the favor going up to Roseau later in the year. And a game that was 2-2 headed to the third. The Spuds poured it on, took control, and ended up winning, I believe, 5-2 in that game. So they've split. Very strong team, high skill end. They're a little younger, Roseau, but it's a strong team and certainly going to be a tough test in the final for the Spuds.
That fourth line for Moorhead just came in on a nice try again, but St. Cloud was able to break up what looked like a good scoring chance for Moorhead. And back comes Davidson. Stick handling all the way in. Backhander on. Hodges makes the save. Davidson, who's one of those seniors for St. Cloud, went end to end and got off a backhander, but Hodges right there to make the save.
Certainly not a high pressure save for Hodges with a 6-goal lead, but so calm and under control at all times. Hodges made that look real easy as Davidson came in on the backhand. He just stood his ground and let it hit him in the chest and cover it up for the whistle.
And I don't mean this as a flip comment at all, but the Spuds have the game kind of in cruise control right now, and you don't want to give that up. In over the blue line, Dronen. Nice little stick handle, but got off a weak shot that flutters over the goal. Spuds hold it in. at the blue line. Here's a shot right on. And the goalie stops it.
Steve, I think it's worth mentioning to the credit of both teams right now, there really isn't any tomfoolery or shenanigans going on in a game that's gotten away from St. Cloud a bit. They're keeping their composure, just finishing it out, trying to play hard in the right way, but not looking to make their mark in a negative way out there. So very well played in the third by St. Cloud and Moorhead as well.
Coach John Ammerman playing this smart. We haven't seen Luke Grammer for a couple minutes. We haven't seen Carter Johnson or Cullen Jessier for a couple of minutes. This third and fourth line getting a lot of ice time right now for the Spuds as we're down to 2.5 minutes to play. Gavin Lindberg had the puck get caught up in his skates and he couldn't control it, but now it's picked up by Lindberg as St. Cloud couldn't get it out, and as Lindberg turned to get off a shot, his skates went out from under him. Good hustle there by Lindberg to stay with the puck.
Well, I can only imagine Gavin looking at turning in on the net and a great scoring opportunity, and the desperation as he loses an edge and realizing I don't have the opportunity anymore. It's unfortunate for Gavin.
We're approaching 2 minutes to play. The clock is running. The Spuds lead 8-2. Puck back behind the St. Cloud goal. Picked up there by Overbo. He's battling the puck with one of the St. Cloud players, and finally St. Cloud wins it, but they can't clear the zone. Spuds keep it in. Overbo, so big, so strong, just like Carter Johnson's able to muscle that puck back behind the goal. Ooh, big hit there by the Spuds. Wow, big hit there by Kai Holm. That keeps the puck in, and now there's going to be a whistle.
Delayed offside. Yeah.
Yep. Clock is running, 1:30 to play. 8-2 the score. Good crowd here today at Moorhead Sports Center. Very entertaining game. And I'll tell you what, Tuesday night's game was plenty entertaining. Although for a Spuds fan it was a little apprehensive, but that was a great game. There's been some good games here in the playoffs for the Spuds, as they're going to get ready now to head to Thief River Falls Wednesday. Larry Robb will have the call for you at the Ralph Engelstedt Arena. Less than a minute to play. The last time I did a game at Engelstedt, it was heartbreak for the Spuds. Hopefully they can turn that around this time and carry on to the state tournament. Puck is being batted around at center ice by both teams. They're playing a little hacky sack with the puck right now. Final 30 seconds. Jackson score, carries on for the Spuds. Sends it toward the goal. Bouncing puck goes by the net. Now along the near board, St. Cloud's going to try and bring it out, but no, we're going to have a penalty, it looks like. But that's going to be the end of the game, because by the time they get the player into the box, the clock is going to run out. Moorhead is on the ice. I'm surprised they don't get called for a delay of game penalty. The Moorhead team poured out onto the ice with 15 seconds to go, knowing that the clock was not going to be stopped, and they win the game 8-2. Well, this is Rob, this is exactly what the Spuds wanted and needed after Tuesday night in this game today, to dominate action for the most part and win going away 8-2.
Absolutely. Any doubt that might have been in anyone's mind about the number one seed in 8AA, they came out and wiped away here tonight with a dominating performance over a very good St. Cloud team. Steve, it's again worth mentioning, this will now be the 20th consecutive trip to the Section 8AA final for the Moorhead Spuds. And just to give some context on that, the next closest is St. Thomas Academy with 15 years, and that's both a combination of A and AA. And then Hill Murray and Lakeville North have gone 14 straight years, and it drops after that pretty significantly to 11 for Hermantown, East Grand Forks for 8, and St. Cloud Cathedral for 7. So it's no small task to get to the section final in a year. It's incredible for 20 straight years for the Moorhead Spuds.
It is incredible for the Spuds, who will move on now to play Thief River Falls on Wednesday. Both teams mugging their goalies. Of course, St. Cloud with 16 seniors, Moorhead with 13. A lot of guys, well, a lot of Spuds on this ice for the last time, and a lot of St. Cloud players on the ice for the final time as a high school player. Our final score on the Speakeasy scoreboard, and stay with us, we're going to come back with our 3 stars of the game. But our final score on the Speakeasy scoreboard is Moorhead 8 and St. Cloud area